it was great. I mean, I wanted to win the game, though. But the effort was great. You know, we fought and all that stuff. You know, and that's what we have to do on nights when we are shorthanded. So, love, like we followed the game plan pretty well. You know, we lost some shooters. At times you can't lose them. So the mistakes we made probably added up to the loss. But overall, I loved how we played.
Trez had a career-high 34 points.
Yeah.
What can you say about his night tonight?
He's just been terrific. You know, I think 16 points or eight baskets, maybe even 10 baskets were unassisted, where we just gave him the ball and spaced the floor, and he went and got it. You know, that tells you that he's a heck of a player. You know. And we needed every basket. He was phenomenal. Milwaukee's a hell of a defensive team, and you know we scored 124 points tonight. But a lot of that was just great ball movement, Trez, and some timely shooting.
Obviously, they have a lot of shooters around Giannis, but when Giannis is making 4 threes, I mean,
we're fine with that. Like we really were. We did a pretty good job early on of keeping them out of the paint. I thought as the game went on in that one stretch with transition, he got us, you know. But overall, you know, he's a beast. He really is. And you gotta live with something. And we chose to live with that, and I'm fine with that. He got comfortable, and give him credit. Like, you watch him every night before the games, whenever they show him, he works on it, you know. He takes his job seriously. You know, and so good for him.
Coach, can you speak about Patrick Beverley in the second half? He came out very fiery. I believe he put up 9 points in the third quarter.
Yeah.
You just talk about that energy he came out of halftime.
It's just who he is, you know. Chicago kid, you know, I say it every night, you know. He's just a tough rascal, man. Like, he wants to win. He believes you can win every night, no matter who's on the floor. And that spills over to everybody else on the team.
Doc, when Jerome's in the game, is the goal for him to run point, or do you want him off the ball more?
Well, we didn't have a choice. We didn't have enough guards left, you know, off the ball more. He kind of went and got the ball. You know what's funny? Like, he was forcing it a little bit, right? I was looking at it, I'd rather have that, you know, because we didn't have any scoring on the floor. Whenever we took Lou off the floor, we struggled a little bit, you know, if we didn't give it to Trez. And, you know, I think there's a lesson in there for him. You know, I haven't watched the film yet, but there will be. But I'd rather have him that way than scared, you know.
Coach, you guys had a chance there at the fourth quarter to almost make it into an overtime, but yet if you just look back at halftime, you guys were trailing by double digits. Yeah. What was the conversation like in the locker room? That
we liked where we were at. You know, we felt like we had, you know, just even in that quarter. You remember we left Corver twice. You know, we just had to stop with the mental breakdowns, and we would get back in the game. I thought the pace was more our pace. And I felt like if we can continue that pace, that we would have a chance to get back in the game. I don't know. I thought a lot of guys stepped up. I didn't like the minutes, you know, that Lou and Trez played. Personally, it was one of those coaches thing. Like it was an 8-point, 9-point game at one point. Since we lost, you'd have rather them gone up 25. You know, so we could have got them out. But, you know, other than that, there were a lot of positives in the game. We just didn't win the game. I don't like losing. Yeah.
What do you make of Landry's kind of late surge there? He started the season and the game so off, but he comes back and has 14 points.
Yeah, it's just, you know, shooters have confidence. And I keep saying that. Like Pat Beverley is starting to make them. Landry will start to make them. Shooters don't lose. You know, they search and they'll keep working on it, but they work too hard through their lives probably to be good shooters. They don't just forget how. They just lose it sometimes because they're human.
After carrying the offensive load with Lou, Trez, and Pat, do you have to almost monitor them tomorrow?
No, I hope not. You know, we'll see. You know, we told guys early on the top first 10 games, certain guys are going to have heavy minutes, and then we'll try to dial them back, you know.
Doc, I think Milwaukee shot almost 50 threes tonight. Is that something you're keeping track of during game? How many three-point attempts?
No, we didn't care. We chose who they wanted. We were trying to, at least. before the game, we had a list. Like, these are the guys that can take threes. If they make them, we may not win. They made them. But we didn't care. Like, our thing was trying as best as we could. I don't know what they ended up with. They still ended up with 42 points in the paint. You know, the number is 38, which is funny. That we said if we hold them to 38 points, statistically, that's when they struggle. You know, they had 42, so we were close. The game was close. So.
Towards the end of the game, you challenged the offensive foul Lou had. What did the referees tell you was the reason they didn't overturn it?
Yeah, I know. That was awful. It was. It was not. They should have overturned it. That's why I hate the rule. Nobody wants to be wrong. I mean, let me just say that. And that was. You have to overturn that. Unless Bledsoe fouled Lou with his face, there was no foul on that play. There was a flop. I think it should have been more of a chance that Bled got a letter from the league about flopping than Bled got fouled. That was awful. And I don't like the rule anyway. I said it up front, and now I like it even less.
Coach, can you speak about Lou's defense this season? I feel like he doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but I feel he's been really engaged on that side of the ball.
Did Lou ask you to ask that question? Because Lou last game, I will say this. I text Lou, I think, yesterday or day before yesterday, and I said, listen, everything we asked you to do on defense, you did. And then I text him back, please tell me this is the first time you've ever got a text from a coach like this in your life. The answer was yes, which was a little troubling. But no, he's been great. You know, he's trying to do what we've asked him to do. He has great hands, and that's what we're trying to get him to be able to put him in places where he can use his hands. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm out. Bye-bye.